All right, good evening. My name is Matthew Paul, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about interviewing. Now, about 4 years ago, I was approached by a single mother, and she had just lost her job after 25 years of working in an industry that she was very loyal to, but in the end, because of the economy, was not very loyal to her. So we were thinking, we were brainstorming, what are we going to do? How are we going to get you back into the world? She was nervous. She was wondering how, at this point, after being in one field for so long, she was going to sell herself properly, sell her values, sell what she can mean to a company. So we sat down, more importantly, I sat down, and I started trying to develop new ways to approach interviewing. It's always met with such a common dread because we inherently do not want to speak about ourselves. But it should be a moment that we can embrace. And I tried to formulate it, and I tried to make it into something that could be approached with joy. Now, that single mother today is an account executive at one of the largest pharmaceutical firms on the East Coast. She does that, I say, part-time, while full-time being my mother. So there's a lot of passion involved, and this is what I really want to try to convey, is that this is mastering the art of interviewing is something that we should embrace. And in order to embrace that, what I'd like to talk to you about tonight are preparing and overcoming the 3 steps to succeed in an interview. Winning the battle before it begins, embracing showtime, and finally, closing the show. So step 1, we're winning the battle before it starts. Like this fine gentleman right here, we're dressed for success. Self-explanatory, we want to look good, feel good, right? And we continue to preach that method, and it's a common thing we hear in the interview, but we don't want to go overboard, according to Olivia Crosby. According to Crosby, we want a regular 2-piece suit. We don't want our suit to do the talking for us. We want to look good and feel good. But a 2-piece suit does the trick and makes it more formal to what we have to say, and makes what we have to say the center of the focus, not what we are wearing. 2, do your research. Always know what you're getting into. This company might sound great on paper, but what is the company? What does the company focus on? What is the primary functions of the company? Is it somewhere you could see yourself? And 3, most importantly, take a self-inventory. Look at yourself. Describe what values and think about what values are most important to you and what you want your prospective employer to know about you. And this will help you move on and advance to the next step. It's showtime. We are here. We are on the scene. 30 minutes early, of course, okay? And we want to get an idea of our surroundings. So arrive early and be observational. Notice the dynamics of the company. What does the employment body tell you about what it's like to work there? What is their body language like? Are they collaborative? Do they all look like they're miserable and can't wait to go home in a half hour? This tells you about what they're doing. Are they immersed in things? There are cues to pick up. And there are always cues that are available to pick up when you study exactly where it is in the surroundings that you are in. Like this gentleman right here in this short clip.
Shake Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour for extreme comfort for every possible angle. Shake Extreme 3. Free your skin.
So what do we learn?
Escape.
So what do we learn from the video? we're all going to run out, buy razors immediately, and shave our heads for our next presentation, right? But no. What we are learning are to embrace the cues of what is available to you. Finally, we're in the interview room. Steve Carline, a trainer with CareerTrack, developed something called the Candidate Assessment Tool. It was a 12-piece tool that allowed employers to understand what the 12 main focuses that they were looking for in prospective candidates. I shortened it to 4. Base. Values. Adaptability, stability, and experience. There are a plethora of different questions you can be asked during the course of an interview, but these are the 4 that you want to represent with every answer. You want to represent your values. You want to show that you're adaptable to new trends. You want to show you're stable and mature and you can handle the job, and most importantly, be able to speak to your experience. What have you been doing for the past 25 years? Finally, step 3, close the show. This is the best part of the interview and the one you should be most excited for. You get to interview the interviewer. Develop 3 questions. First, personal experience of the interviewer. Interact and ask, what is your personal experience with the job? How do you feel working here? 2, the long-term viability of the company. And 3, one open-ended question. And I leave this there because the cues you may take during the interview and where you're interviewing and his office and your surroundings can let you know maybe something you can ask him as a conversational piece. If there's Yankees memorabilia like there was in my second interview, of course you would ask, why is Paul O'Neill's number not retired yet? And finally, to close out, looking at the 3 steps of the interview process can help you win the battle before it starts, embrace showtime, and finally, close it out by closing the show and getting your dream job.